It's Wednesday, which means it's Agony Giles Day here on Wasted Donkey. I've trolled through the media and the agony columns and everything like that, and I found a great problem, which I think could clearly do with my advice. Here we go. My wife agreed to advertise herself for paid sex to help pay the bills. Is this real? The idea of her having sex with someone else fascinated me, but how I wish I could turn back the clock. I bet you do. My God, I have to read on with this one. I'm 31 and my wife's 29, so you're not very old. Is she good looking? We have 2 young children, right? My hours at work have been cut back and is a real worry with the mortgage to pay bills and the bills mounting up. My wife works part-time but wanted to help. Well, yeah, you're married. It's a team thing. You want to sort it out? We thought her selling sex would be an easy way to make quick money. We? Really? Your wife's included in the discussion? How did you approach that as a subject? Excuse me, love. I think you should lie on your back and be fucked and we could have a few pennies in our pocket. Okay, let's carry on. The idea fascinated me. I'm sure it did. I really enjoyed the thought of her having sex with someone else and getting well paid in return. Christ. Our first customer was a middle-aged man. How did you get him? Where did you get him from? Where did you meet him? I let him go up to the spare room with my wife and they spent an hour there together. The moment I let this man go upstairs, the thought of my wife having sex with someone else killed me from the inside. I felt sick to my stomach. Good God. I spent that hour sitting outside the room listening to them. You dirty bastard. Excuse my stomach making noises, by the way. After this first session, I dropped the idea of any future customers. Really, there's a surprise. We set the money on fire as I didn't want to spend it on us or my family. It's a bit excessive. My tummy is doing something ridiculous down there, isn't it? I don't know what that is. Must be nearly tea time. My wife was in tears as soon as the customer left. Well, yeah. She didn't want to do it, and she later told me that she didn't enjoy the sex. To her, it was simply a business arrangement, but she still went through with it for you though, didn't she? We don't know where to go from here. We're still desperate for money and can't think of any other way to get more income. Was it hard for me to bear because it was my first time? Will I get used to it as we attract more customers? I'm shocked. Is that real? I don't know what his name is or her name. First thing I'd have to say to him is, you fucking moron. You had an hour off. Why did you sit there? Why didn't you go down the pub or something or go out with your mates? She was having a good time. You could have gone and done something else for an hour. Cool, you missed out there, young man. You obviously haven't been married that long, otherwise you would have figured that out straight away. Then the other things sort of come to mind. Your wife agreed to it. How? What? How did you approach that? I said that before. How do you actually say to her, I'm sorry, love, but I think you're going to have to be a prostitute so we can pay our bills. Could you not think of some other way? Could your wife not sort of go to work full time, or maybe you quit your job and get another one? Go to your parents and ask for some help. Go to the bank and ask for some help. There must be many other options apart from turning your wife into some sort of a hooker, and you're doing it in the spare room. And you've got 2 kids, so you've got a big house because you've got 2 kids and your bedroom and a spare room. Could you not downsize in the house? I'm shocked. I'm absolutely shocked. Do you really think she didn't enjoy it? I'm not so sure about that. She probably loved it. You're probably shit in bed, and she probably came out of there crying because she suddenly realised what she's been missing all these years. She's not really telling you the truth. She actually wants a damn sight more cock and the money. And the strange thing is that you actually ask, was it hard for me to bear because it was my first time? It's not your first time, mate. It's your wife's first time. Will I get used to it as we attract more customers? I can't. I can't believe it. I think, to be completely fair in the situation, my man, if you're prepared to prostitute your wife, I think you should prostitute yourself and maybe advertise yourself as a little bit of a rent boy and let some men come round and interfere with you, just so you know exactly what it's like. Because actually, I think it's a fairly one-sided arrangement. She may well be enjoying it, you may be crap in bed, and they may be a damn sight better than you are, but you're actually getting a very easy ride. That's a good phrase, I know. You're actually getting a very easy ride out of the process, and you're being a bit of a wanker towards your wife. And if she left you and ran away with the kids, I can well understand why. But if you're going to carry on with it, I think if someone's going to come and fuck her, you should let some blokes come round and fuck you.